Alright friends, we're live. So this one's gonna be the second take. I don't ever do second takes unless my mic's muted. It was muted today, and then I also captured the flag at the wrong base. So we're here to talk about the RyaNoob runs and the common runs and where you wanna run it, why, and the common faults. So the main runs, there's corner. I mean, basically you can run it anywhere. You can run it corner, window to bottom rockets, silver, like window to silver, window to BR to maze to bottom snipe, and then you can also run it snipe side. We're gonna talk about like the fastest way to run it, as well as give like a kind of picture as to where you want to run it and why. I mean, basically, if you want to run it corner, it's because your team's kind of over there. You're forcing them to spawn fountain, right? Pretty simple stuff. Same thing as on the other side. If you want to run it fountain, it means that this one's a little bit more tricky. Usually, the reason that you want to run it fountain is because your opponents have already gotten up to top rockets, so you kind of feel scared. Like your opponents are on like this side of the map, anywhere that you can see. So that's why you want to run it fountain. Either they're shooting from window to window, corner to window, or top rockets to window. So you're kind of afraid to run it that way. So you run it fountain side. And then window is the most common place to run it. Why is it the most common place to run it? Usually when you get to flag, like you're like, all right, we just got a couple of slays. They're coming off respawn, but we need to get this flag out to give ourselves a chance. You'll jump into the flag, and as you grab the flag, there's a guy just staring at you. Well, you can't go backwards. You can't go forward. You can't go forwards. So you want to go to the side, and you thrust out into the window, and then you're kind of left on an island. Because if you sit here, you're going to get grenaded. If you take too long, they're going to get too much positioning. So if you're getting shot in the back, you kind of just have to YOLO it. This is the most common place. Go bottom snipe, end up running it. When you get to this spot, most people make the mistake that I see, especially in matchmaking, is they'll just run it like this. That's kind of bad because if someone's going to throw a grenade from window or corner, it's going to bank off this spot and land about right here. And they're going to time it to where you're going to get hit by it. So instead, you can jump up to the BR and jump over those grenades pretty simply. Bam. And you're in the flag. So that's a mistake I hope no one makes. We're going to talk about what happens when you run it snipe side. And so I think the biggest mistake a lot of people make is that, you know, you can't run it window because they spawn corners, so you want to run it snipe side. But people are also coming off respawn most of the time when you run the flag. And when they come off respawn, a lot of the times they're going to go corner to flag, or they're going to go basement to fountain, like flag to fountain. And if you run it this way, you're going to take too long and take too much damage going up the snipe ramp. And so you're going to be pretty useless running the flag, or you're just going to die. So I really recommend, if you're going to run this flag to fountain, that you run it like this. Like you run it to maze to bottom snipe. It's basically the same thing as running at fountain, except you're going to get shot in the back more until you get to this area. So pretty simple stuff. I think we've covered all the basics. So now let's talk about thrusting to window when you don't have to. I think this is another common mistake, is that you'll jump into the flag, you got a couple of kills, and then you'll just grab it, thrust over here for no reason. And then you get to here, and you get shot in the back by a guy rocket street, and you're like, and then you die right here. The flag's down here, you don't have a teammate who's in position, we'll say in position instead of not smart enough, to run the flag and get it to bottom snipe. And those are the common mistakes. So instead of grabbing the flag and thrusting, you can just grab the flag, throw it here, and then jump thrust, and you're like all the way to BR already. You take like 3 points of damage, and then you just get it to your maze. So those are the common mistakes, but when you're in game situation and it's really tough to just think about it, that's a play that just doesn't get like made. You think, oh, I'm gonna grab the flag, let's just use my thrust to get out there, and I don't do that, guys. So the other thing is, if they're spawning rocket corner. If they're spawning fountain side, or if you just want to run at rockets because your teammate has top rocket control or something, just put it out here, do a ground pound to here, and then you can just run it up. You don't want to use your thrust. Well, you can use your thrust as soon as you hit the ground. You thrust over here, and then you run it. But you want to make sure you thrust over this like area, because there's a lot of grenades that come here, so you want to give the least amount of time to get hit by it. Right? Pretty simple. Other than that, I don't have too much. There's the silver to silver run, but that's extremely, that's just like you're suiciding the flag to get it as close to your base and just hoping that your team slays. That's not a bad strategy. It's just not as successful all the time. You know, it's not reliant on the flag guy. It's reliant on your team in order to do stuff, which is fine as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this flag running techniques. These flag running techniques. Uh, if you guys have any suggestions for any other content that I need to do, or if you guys want me to show more runs on a map, let me know in the comments or in the chat. So thanks everyone. See you later. Cut.